Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome. I am Alexandra Harbushka. I am the founder behind Life with Herpes. It is a podcast, it's a YouTube channel, it is a blog, and basically it's an online community for people living with herpes. As I am seeing, I'm going to shut the windows behind me so you can see me a little bit better. So let me just do that and let's see how that works out. Does that help? Yes. Okay. Yay. Okay, now you can see me. So welcome to today's, hi, hello, good morning, welcome for the chat. Let me just type in here the location if you have any other questions or if you've not joined our community. You can go there. Hi. Yay, welcome. All right, this is exciting for me. I moved, again, I've been moving for a month. So I'm finally in our home, our forever home is what we call it. So this is my first time doing, this is my first time doing anything in this house. So there's a huge echo, as you can hear, which I didn't know because I've not done anything. And we're just trying to figure it out. So let me show you. I have my dog, Ruby Rose. As you guys know, Ruby Rose from the last videos, I have Ruby Rose right there, just chilling. Ruby Rose? No, not interested. Dogs just, I think, don't dogs or animals, cats, it doesn't matter. They just make everything happy, or it makes a house a home. I love having animals. Okay, I'm copying this. I'm gonna drop it in our Slack group really quick. And you know what? No, I'm not. That's going to take too much time. I don't want to get off track with you guys. All right. So you guys, I have someone from England. I have, who else do I have here? I'm in Las Vegas. Where are you guys joining me from? Where are you guys joining me from? I'm getting all set up while you guys are answering. Southern Oregon. Okay, so we're on the same time frame. So I got Southern Oregon, I got England, and oh yeah, you have our president there right now. I heard that's a lot going on. Oceanside, all right, obviously I know Oceanside, that's in San Diego. So yeah, we have a lot of friends from all over. So if you guys are ever in Las Vegas, give me a shout out. All right, let's get started today. Lots of great questions. And our first question is, I have meningitis I've had meningitis from when I was younger. Pittsburgh, okay. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ruby Rose and I have been to Pittsburgh. We drove through there. We were going to Ohio, maybe. I don't remember, but I drove through Pittsburgh. All right, it rained when I was there. It rains a lot in Philadelphia, I think. Okay, I have meningitis from when I was younger. Does that make me at higher risk for herpes? Great question. And meningitis, which is also known as the Epstein-Barr virus, it's kind of a tricky one, as you know, or the commonly known as the kissing. No, meningitis. Wait, meningitis is not Epstein-Barr. Wait. I'm off. Wait, meningitis. I'm Googling this really quick. Meningitis is a really bad one. Yeah, meningitis kills you. That I am so sorry. I'm off. Meningitis can kill you. Meningitis is what we get vaccines for when we go into college or we go live in dorms or you go into the military. So meningitis is one of those things. It's like it kills a lot of teenagers, or it has a lot of the same symptoms as the flu. So you just go to bed thinking you have the flu, and then you wake up. I have a girlfriend in college, and her brother died of meningitis when he was in high school. So I'm off. So you had meningitis when you were younger. Wow, that's a big one. Does that make me at higher risk for herpes? Okay, as I'm answering this, I don't know. I'm going to be so honest. I don't know. When I looked at the word meningitis originally, I was thinking it was mono, and Mono is the Epstein-Barr virus, but meningitis is a really bad one. It's a scary one, and it's a bad one. So does that make you at higher risk for herpes? I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say is that, again, herpes is a skin to skin. It likes weak immune systems. And if your immune system's weak and you come into contact with it, then it's a very good chance or a very high likely chance that you're going to get it. So I would really encourage you, if you have had meningitis, to just talk to your healthcare provider. That's a big one, and that's out of my league. I'm sorry, I do not know. I originally thought it was mono, so I'll go on ahead and answer it as if I was going to answer it with mono. Mono, which is mononucleosis, which is the Epstein-Barr virus. And that's a difficult one too, because what that one is we get it in high school as well, or college, because it's sharing saliva, and it is a cousin virus of herpes. And what that does is that just knocks you out. It takes away you're just out. You're done. Your immune system is shot. You sleep. You have no energy, and that's a pretty serious virus as well. So that one would lower your immune system. Obviously it's a virus, so you have it for the rest of your life. And yeah, it can lower your immune system. So that would be one that I would say you'd be more likely to get these other things like herpes or other types of bad stuff that we don't want. Again, I'm just the herpes expert, but yeah, I do know that mono does lower your immune system. So back to meningitis, that one's totally out of my league, and I'd recommend you talking to your healthcare provider. All right. And you guys, Ruby Rose is looking at me like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? Okay. How many days does it take to get herpes? I slept with someone about a month ago and I feel tingles. Generally, which I like to say, it's 2 to 14 days. So 2 days to 2 weeks is the incubation period for contracting herpes. Now, I am asked this all the time, as well as people. I get messages from you guys and everything, and people are like, "Yeah, I slept with. I've been in a monogamous relationship for a year, or I haven't had sex in a year, and all of a sudden this popped up." Well, what do you mean? It's a 2-week incubation period, and I haven't done anything in a month, or a year. What's going on? The virus can lie dormant in our systems, in our bodies, and it can decide to pop up whenever. My own personal view of this is I believe the virus at some point popped up in your body. It could be something so little as a little itch that you didn't even notice. It could be, ladies, we wax, we shave, we wear sexy lingerie or whatever, yoga pants, whatever. And sometimes it can be like a little, ooh, that didn't feel right. That kind of hurt. And we just shrug it off as like, oh, no big deal. So in my point of view, I believe sometimes that there are very mild outbreaks that we didn't notice. And then all of a sudden, boom, we get this big major outbreak out of the blue. Similar, and I was thinking about this recently. I hope it's not TMI. I feel like we've already crossed the TMI because we talk about herpes. But I can remember when I first got my period, I thought it was a period, but it really was just spotting, right? So of course, but being 12 years old, you don't know what it is. You think it's a period, but it was just spotting. And then I ended up getting my period, my full blown, 6 months later, right? So I thought it was something, but it really wasn't. It was really 6 months later that I got it. So I believe that's similar to to getting herpes. I believe it just shows up. Thanks. It's not TMI. No, it can't be. But it's true. We think it's something, and then all of a sudden you get the full blown. So with being diagnosed with herpes or having a full blown outbreak, it can be something that we just don't notice. Does that make sense? So if you slept with someone a month ago and you're feeling tingly, Yeah, a month is a plenty of time to it's your incubation period. You're right in there. It's a little past the 2 weeks, but yeah, you're right in that incubation period. Tingly, I'd recommend just going and getting a blood draw. If you do have an outbreak, get it swabbed and put your mind at ease. A lot of people think is like, if I don't know it, then I don't, like it's out of sight, out of mind. But the truth is you really want to put your mind at ease and either know you have it or don't know you have it. If I'm really itchy, does that mean I'm having an outbreak? Also, what are some good home remedies for the itch? Okay, itchiness is, personally, I don't get itchy, which is interesting. So personally, that's not something I deal with. However, I think majority of people get the itch. So if you're on here, type in something, let me know. I think majority of people get itches. So I don't know why. Does an itch mean it's an outbreak? Not necessarily, but it is one of the side effects. So look at it as getting a cold. Does a runny nose mean that you are going to get a cold? No. But is it one of the side effects or one of the symptoms of getting a cold? Yeah. So if you wake up with a runny nose one day and you blow it and you're like, okay, that was weird, I blew my nose, does it automatically mean you're going to get wake up and, come home from work and have a cold? No. So similar with the itchies, yeah, it doesn't mean, but it is something that is a symptom or a side effect. A lot of times the itchies happen after the sore, the open sore is healing, just like when we cut our knee or our elbow or our hand, we get a thank you. We get the sore heals, like it's itchy. Thank you. I love it. Thanks, guys. So that could be it. Some home remedies that I like to recommend are taking an Epsom salt bath. That is so helpful for us in so many different ways. Herpes or not herpes, it really helps our nervous system. It relaxes us. It soothes us. It helps with our muscles. Like if you've had a really hard workout, Epsom salt does so many wonders for our body. I am so guilty of not taking enough baths. But what the salts also do is they cut down on the itch. So it soothes and heals. Another thing, coconut oil, it helps with the itch. So try that. I also put together an ebook for home remedies. So if you're not a member of the Life with Herpes community, go join. It's free, and there's a free ebook for you to download. So just go download it. It's right there for you. It's like 20 pages of all these different home remedies that I recommend. So go do that. My two favorite are Epsom salt and coconut oil. All right, what do I do now? I'm 22 years old. I just found out I have herpes. My age group is in the hookup culture, and I feel so dirty. I'm just so jealous of my friends who can just hook up. Okay. I think I want you to look at this. Hold on, I have a question. Okay, so I'll answer that on the outbreak question for you next. So hold tight. So what do you do about the hookup age and getting this? Okay, so what I want to invite you to do, and I'm gonna get a little woo-woo, so bear with me. I believe we get these things to teach us a lesson. And I believe we get things that we can handle, and that it's a lesson we need to learn. What that lesson is, it's you. It's your lesson. You need to figure it out, right? And with the getting herpes and the hookup age and wanting to hook up and being jealous of friends that don't have herpes, all of that, I'm really gonna invite you to sit with that question and sit with that. And maybe getting herpes is teaching you to, maybe you didn't really want to be hooking up. Maybe you didn't feel comfortable with it. And I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just trying to put this out there. Like, I'm just trying to throw shit on the wall and see what sticks for you. So maybe it is that you didn't truly feel comfortable with hooking up. Maybe it's maybe you, and I've heard this a lot from listening to other sex therapists, and really I'm trying to understand that whole world because I believe it transfers over to herpes, is maybe you don't feel comfortable sexually. Maybe you were sexually abused at one point. Maybe you never felt comfortable with your whole anatomy. Going through puberty, maybe that was an awkward phase for you. So I'm getting woo-woo, so bear with me on this. So then I want to address, feeling dirty. I want to address feeling jealous of people who can hook up. So I really, I want you to sit with it and really get deep with it. Do you truly feel comfortable on hooking up or having one night stands? Does it validate you? Does it not validate you? Does your body like it? Does it not like it? Yes, of course, our bodies love sex. It's a beautiful, fun, emotional thing to have. But if we're not in the right mindset to have sex and we're having it for other reasons, then that might be something that your body's trying to pop up and ask you to reevaluate. So I know I'm getting woo-woo. Hi, welcome. So I know I'm getting woo-woo on this for you. As far as feeling dirty, that word I want to get out of vocabulary. Feeling dirty, I haven't showered yet, but I showered before I went to bed. So I have to say I showered today, but I haven't showered today. But I'm not dirty, I'm clean, right? I showered, my hair is clean, my body's clean. So I'm not a dirty person, even though I have herpes. And I have probably hundreds, if not thousands of other viruses in my body that some I know, some I don't know. And that doesn't make me dirty, just because the stigma makes the herpes virus dirty because of needing to sell pharmaceutical drugs. And that was the stigma that was put out there. I do not want you to associate yourself with being dirty or disgusting or a scarlet letter or a leper or whatever that is. So what I'm going to do, again, and if this is resonating with you, if you're watching, anyone who's watching or listening, I just want you to sit with it and maybe ask your body, or just maybe do some journaling on it. And why are you now jealous? Or why do you think you got it and your friends didn't? Things like that. And what's your body really telling you? So for me, I will tell you, my body was telling me for months that I had a yeast infection, I had bacterial vaginitis, and I didn't listen to it. I was in a relationship that I know was not right for me, and it first gave me yeast infections for months. Then I got, bacterial vaginitis. So my body was trying to tell me like, hey, Alexandra, this is not what you want to do. You think you want to do it. I'm trying to tell you this is not what you want to do. And then boom, I got herpes. And then boom, it made me get my shit together. And it made me change my diet, change my outlook on life, all these things. So I know why I got it. And this has been my life's purpose. This is why I got it. So I'm really going to invite you to sit back and learn, why did you get it? I'm really getting passionate about this, you guys. So I'm sorry if I'm getting off track. But so going back to your friends who are jealous, who can just hook up. Just because you have herpes does not mean you cannot hook up. Period, the end. It does not mean you can't hook up. What it means is that you're going to take better care of your body. What it means is you're going to take better care of your partner's body. What it means is you're going to have more intimate conversations with your sexual partners about your sexual health. Which means is if you have to have these really uncomfortable conversations, it means you're going to dive deeper. That's what it means. Yes, it's hard, and I get it. Yeah, it totally makes you get your shit together, 100%. So that's my on that one. I really am going to invite you to get deep on why you feel that you got herpes. Again, a little woo-woo, but I think it'll really help you digest it. Okay, so the last question I got is, the first outbreak always the worst one? Is that true? Or can the second or third be worse? Typically, the worst one is your first. And the reason why is it's a brand new virus in your body. Your body's like, what is this? It's basically an invasion into your body, and your body doesn't know how to handle it. Your body is trying to recover from it, and your body is trying to heal itself. It's like, think of it as like excuse me, think of it as just a full-blown invasion, whether it's a military invasion or an alien invasion or whatever you want to call it. It's an invasion on your body and it's attacking your immune system. So your body just goes into this full-blown attack and it exhausts it, it wears it out, and it doesn't know how to fight it. So yeah, the first outbreak is typically the worst. And as life progresses and you have this for, 5 years, 20 years, 50 years, whatever it is, however long you will have this virus, the virus gets, your body begins to take over, and it's like, hey, virus, sit the, wait, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sit down and shut up. I don't know, whatever I'm trying to say. Sit down, shut up, and let me handle you. Where you're going to go here, you're going to lie dormant, and that's it. So that's the idea with it. Yeah, the second, third ones can be pretty bad too. It can take you a couple years before your body can really take over the virus, but the first one is the worst, in my opinion. I have talked to people, they're like, it wasn't a big deal, or I just never noticed it, or when I get them, they're like, whatever, not big deals. So everyone's a little bit different. Thank you. That was a great question. Okay, so someone put, so true for me. Okay, for me, getting herpes was a blessing in disguise. I wasn't being careful, and now I'm careful who I'm with. I'm getting woo-woo. I love that everybody's getting woo-woo. Yeah, it makes you get your shit together. It makes you just like, whatever it is, if it's nutrition, if it's whatever you're maybe just not on track with or not in alignment with, boom, you got to get it together. So yeah, I'm glad. Okay, the next question. I'm actually quite scared this will change. This will end my changes of marriage. This will end my changes of marriage. So what do you mean by this? You mean that you have herpes and your spouse doesn't know it, or your spouse has it and you don't, and you just found out? You're just starting to deal with it, becoming literally kind of okay with it, personal. Okay, great. I'm glad that you're dealing with it and you're moving through it and understanding, and yeah, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, next question. I haven't understood what, oh, you're single. Okay. Okay. So I was like I'm reading two things. Okay, let me go back to the one I started, and then I'll go back. Okay, so I haven't understood what are my outbreaks. Can each outbreak be different? Examples. I've gotten little bumps. I've gotten really itchy at times. I've gotten rashes under my scrotum. What should I look for? Okay, that's a great, and I've noticed that my outbreaks have changed. So that the actual sore has been different, which is weird. Why is it changing? I don't know. My body changes. I want you to think about this as pimples. So we all know we have the zit that never comes to a head, right? It's like that. It's like a planet. We have zits that are blackheads. We have zits that are whiteheads. We have some that just, you're like, oh, I didn't know that was there. And all of a sudden you pop it and it goes away. You have all these different types of zits. Think of that as the herpes blisters. And yeah, you said you have kids and I'm really scared to scratch or touch something that I don't know. Okay, so don't be scared of your own body, first of all. It's your body. And what do you look for? So should I look for the white ones that we find in the pics filled with pus? So personally, I don't get pus. Mine don't fill up really with, they just don't. I don't know why, they don't do that, but it's herpes and I know it's herpes, right? So everybody's going to be a little bit different. Have you had sometimes they look like paper cuts would be the best way to describe. That's kind of how mine look. They just look like little paper cuts. Sometimes mine look like a pimple. They look like they're just a pimple. Sometimes people will get clusters. Sometimes they'll be in a little cluster of, I'm trying to look around to see if I have something that's like a cluster and I don't. It can be like a little cluster. Sometimes people get just one. So I want you to start paying attention. What have you had before? Have you had the little paper cuts? Do you get the full-blown lesions? Do you get them in clusters? Are they by themselves? So for me personally, I get them at the opening of my anus is the correct word, asshole, right? I get them right there at the opening. So yeah, so they'll hurt to touch. So that's what I'm getting to. So mine are at the opening. So when I have a poo, again, hope it's not TMI, but when I have a poo or I wipe and it hurts, like, ooh, I didn't know that was there, and it's like a jolt, like you feel it in your toe, then that would mean I know for my body, okay, that's an outbreak. So yeah, when it hurts to touch, for me, that means it's an outbreak. For some people, it's itchy. Some people, it's an itch. Some people, it's a tingle, like a hot spot or a tingle. I can't really describe a tingle any other way. So that would be it. As far as being, how can I tell the difference between a pimple and a herpes pimple? The difference is one really, really hurts and one doesn't. I know all pimples kind of have a hurt. I personally am not getting the pimples in my genital area. I'm not. So I know that it's a herpes. It would just be up to you. The herpes lesions don't, if you were to pop them, which I don't want you to, but if you were, it's not like a pimple pop. Like when we pop a pimple, there's like mashed potato type stuff that comes out. It's like mashed potatoes, right? It's like a white pus. A herpes lesion, it's like a liquid. It's like a liquid. It's like a white liquid. It's not pus. So that would be the difference. If you pop a pimple, it's pus, like mashed potatoes, right? If you pop a lesion, and please don't, because that really, really, really would hurt. That's more of a liquid that comes out. So one's more liquidy, one's more pussy, volcano-ish pus, and like liquid blister, almost like a blister you'd have on your heel from wearing new shoes. It would be how I would. So as far as you have kids, you're really scared to scratch or touch something. What I want you to do, it's your body. So don't be scared of your body. That's the last thing I want you to do. If you touch, you itch, you scratch, just go wash your hands. Remember, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Just continue to wash, do it for 25 seconds and do that with warm water, wash your hands. Don't be afraid to touch your body. I have talked to someone where she's like, I'm scared to touch any part of my body. I use like gloves in the shower because I don't want to touch anything. Please don't do that. That's not fair to your body. That's not fair to you. That's a mind game. Like don't do that, right? Wash your hands if you touch something or itch it. So yeah, just keep a mental note and then start noticing some similarities of like, oh, is that an outbreak? Is it not? Do I normally get them in clusters? Do I not? Are they a single thing? I think, let me just read back through and see if that answered, if you had any more. Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe you get different, maybe you get all types. Like maybe you get paper cuts, maybe you get clusters, maybe you get just one big ulcer type thing. Maybe your body is trying to figure it out too. Maybe just different locations. It would just be important for you to, kind of pay attention to it and look at it. Okay. I literally only get ulcers in my mouth, usually in the same area. I have HSV1, never seen anything outside my mouth, only ulcers on my gums. Is that normal? All right. Yeah, don't stress. Stress is bad. Stress makes them happen. Okay, so herpes doesn't like being inside your mouth. It likes being on the outside. So what I'm gonna really recommend, oh wait, the white line's on my tongue. Okay, so what I'm gonna recommend that you do, because again, herpes doesn't like the inside. If it's at the inside of your mouth, you might be having something else going on. It could be a canker sore, which has nothing to do with herpes. It could be like if you get them on your tonsils, it could be from stress. It could be, it's called they're like called pus craters, super gross to say, like a pus crater. They could be from stress. It's called tonsillitis or things like that. So but it's reoccurring. Okay, so what I want you to do, because I don't want to misdiagnose you. Again, it's not very typical to have them on the inside of your mouth. What I'm going to question you is, how did you find out you had herpes? Did they swab you? Did they do a blood draw? How did you diagnose? How did you find out you had herpes? Number one. So let me know in the comments how you found out you had herpes. And then back to what I'm going to invite you in a testing facility. So they did a blood draw, is what I'm thinking. They did a blood draw. So you may, okay. So you may have it in some other location in your body. You may have it genitally, you may have it orally, but what you're getting inside your mouth may not be herpes. It may be something else. So it could be some canker sores, and it could be some other things going on. What I'm really going to encourage you to do, Michael, is next time you have one of those things in your mouth, get it swabbed and find out if that actually is herpes. I get them too in my gums. I get like behind my molars, I will get canker sores, and it's not herpes, right? I know it's not herpes. It's a canker sore. But I know that. So what I really want you to do is go get that swabbed next time you have it and see what they tell you. If it comes back negative, then it means you have it some other place in your body. If it comes back positive, then you know that that's where it is. So I just want to invite you to do that if that's okay with you. It's not typical to have them inside your mouth. The herpes virus likes the tissues around our mouth, and it likes the tissues in our genitals. What's the difference between HSV1 and HSV2? So quick synopsis on this. They are basically the same virus. We didn't know that they were different viruses until the 70s. HSV1 is typically known as oral. HSV2 is typically known as genital. However, they go back, forth, crisscross, and go either way. They're really the same virus, but we're able to break it down enough to categorize it as one or two. HSV1 is more common. 2 out of 3 people have it. HSV2, 1 out of 6 people have it. But basically, it's the exact same virus. It does the same thing. Can you have both? Yes, but people don't typically have both. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Is there any way to tell if someone gave you HSV2? The partner I was with was taking Baclocyclovir, but he claims it wasn't for herpes, but I got it when I got into a relationship with him. Okay, Michael, I'll go back and answer your question. So this one is there any way to tell if someone gave you HSV? You can't necessarily, it's very difficult to like pinpoint someone and be like, you gave it to me. Unless you were literally living in a bubble or a complete virgin, never kissed anybody, never did anything like that. So that would be hard to tell. Yeah, if your partner was taking Baclocyclovir, I don't know why else he would take it unless he had shingles. Shingles another, it's the same thing. They give it for shingles, they give it for chickenpox, they give it for herpes. So it's one of those 3. And if it's shingles and chickenpox, I was going to put up my middle finger. I didn't mean to. Shingles and chickenpox, which are the same virus, chances are you would have already had chickenpox in your life, right? And once you have chickenpox, you get it and it's done and it's over. You don't take a medicine for the rest of your life. Same thing with shingles. You would only take it when you have a shingles outbreak, and that's it. So I would question you to ask him if he has shingles. So chances are he's taking it for herpes. So if that answers, if that's answering your question, chances are it was from him, especially if he's taking the Baclocyclovir. So hope that answers your question. I don't know if that's the answer you want, but most likely it would be him. Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys saying the shout outs. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful and happy to be here with you and digging through the trenches together. We're all in this together. He said it was for a cyst. Okay. You took the comment back, so you'll have to wait. Your comment was. You have to retype your comment. I can't see it. Did I get all the questions? Michael, I feel like I had. Okay, if I'm having yeah, he said it was for a cyst. Sorry, I don't buy it. I've never heard. If please correct me, anyone who's on here, if you've heard of people taking an antiviral for a cyst. I haven't. Ask a pharmacist. I haven't. This is what the medication is for. Period. The end. It's for the herpes family virus, chickenpox and herpes and shingles, which is the same. Chickenpox and shingles are the same virus, so it's for a herpes virus. Yeah, I don't know of another herpes virus that has a cyst. So that was, yeah, I'd check in on that one. It's definitely not for a cyst. Okay. Okay. And I'm having an outbreak. Can we still do things together, but just not kiss? Take your time. So depends on what your outbreak is. I believe, Michael, you're saying it's on your mouth. So yeah, you can hold hands, you can do whatever. Remember, it's skin to skin. So if you have a genital outbreak, let's just say you have a genital outbreak, you can still kiss the person, you can still share food with the person, you can do whatever. Just don't bring your genital area into contact. So oral sex, vaginal sex, anal sex. Also remember things like cuddling. Remember things like spooning. Remember those things. Those would all be skin to skin. Same thing if you have an oral outbreak, then you can have sex because it's not going to come into contact, right? So if you have an oral outbreak, keep this area away from your partner. So can you have sex? Yeah. Can you have vaginal sex, anal sex? Yeah. Can you do oral sex? No, because then that would be transmitting. So you can still do other life things. If what you and your partner have is HSV1 genitally, what should we be careful on when we have? So if you both have it, then you both have it. I personally wouldn't worry too much. Just know that you could transmit it to your mouth. But if you both have it, then you both have it. Just remember, it's all skin to skin. So if you both are infected with it, then you both already have it. One of the things that we're trying to do is prevent our non-infected partner from getting it, right? How do you have sex when one person has HSV1 orally and the other has HSV2 genitally? And then the next, okay. So how do we have sex? So I had to pick this. So one's oral, one's genital. So that would just be a conversation that you both need to have. You both need to be crystal clear about the other person having it. You need to be open. You need to let them know and be like, hey, I'm having an outbreak. Or hey, I think I'm having an outbreak. You would want to be on the daily antiviral to reduce the shedding. You want to be on the daily antiviral as well as using latex protection. So condoms and or dental dams. However, what I want you to know is this is something you need to talk to your partner about. Your partner may be like, look, we both have it. I'm not going to worry about it. Or your partner may be like, whoa, I have it in one spot. I don't want it in two spots. Let's get really clear about the protection. So I would just recommend having that conversation with your partner and saying, these are the three methods that you can use to prevent transmitting. Communicate, daily antiviral, and latex. Those are the three ways you can prevent transmitting it. What if one has an outbreak and we don't know? Is it safe? So if you both have it and you have an outbreak, so if you both have HSV1 genitally and you have sex vaginal, I will say vaginal sex, and you both already have the virus and someone has an outbreak, you can't pass it because you already have it. Like the virus would come to your partner and your partner would be like, oh, I already have that virus, whatever. So as long as it's not painful, it's totally fine if you both already have it, you know? It's not going to harm the other person. Oh, can you pass it to another place? So yes, you can. You can pass it to other places in your body. That's it. It is very difficult to pass it to another location in your body because your body already knows. So the way viruses work, right, is a virus. It's like a foreign object that comes into your system, and then your body freaks out, and then it sends out these fighter T cells and these antibodies. And so next time when the virus shows up to your body, so someone else brings you the same virus, it comes in, the body starts working, the fighter T cells show up and they're like, oh, I know what this is. This is herpes. I already have this. Whatever, waste of my time. I'll go on to this next foreign object that just showed up that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the flu virus. What do I do, right? So can you transmit it to other places in your body? Yes, you can. You can transmit it yourself. You can do, if you have oral herpes and you touch your mouth and don't clean your hands and then touch your genitals, can you transmit it? Yeah, you can. Is it difficult? Yeah. Just wash your hands. I like to go back to kindergarten. Wash your hands. Get in the habit of washing your hands. Wash your hands, wash your hands. When you come in, when you walk in your house, wash your hands. When you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. When you go to cook, wash your hands. When you just wash your hands, just continue to wash your hands. If we're in anything, the flu virus, the cold virus, whatever it is, wash your hands. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. All right, I think that sums it up. I have gone way over time and I love going over time. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I will see you all next week. Let me think. Next week I'm driving, so I'll pull over in some spot and do it. I'm gonna be driving, so I'll figure out where I'm doing this, where there's a good Wi-Fi. Hope you guys have a great Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. Oh, you're welcome. I'm all animated. I'm glad. I actually took a nap before this. I woke up today, guys, and I was like, I'm going back to bed. You know, like there's days that you just can't do it. And I try to listen to my body to make sure I don't get outbreaks and I take naps. Thank you for joining me. If you have any more questions, if you've not joined the community and want to join the community, it's free. You didn't make me work hard. I loved it. But my throat is dry. And I have to show you my mug. They're humping bunnies. How cute is that? They're like bunnies that are doing it. How do you tell? Okay, one last question I see. How do you tell someone you have it? Yeah, I can't wait for next Friday too. Really quick, and then I'm gonna invite you to show up for next week, and I'll hone in on that. How do you tell someone you have it? If it's someone that gave you herpes, like if you're in a relationship and all of a sudden you have herpes and you're like, this new girlfriend or new boyfriend gave me herpes, tell them immediately. Just go through it immediately because you're in a crisis mode and it'll be better for you to relate to that other person. That other person will be able to relate to you more because you're not going to go through the healing process of it by yourself. So just go through the healing process together. If you're dating someone, like meaning you want to date someone and this person, you go on a date, like I really like them, but I feel like I should tell them I have herpes. Wait until you're in a relationship with them, whatever that is. If it's, wait till whenever you're ready to sleep with them. You don't have to sleep with them on the first date. It doesn't have to be date number 2. It could be date number 52. Whenever you're ready to sleep with them is when you need to tell them. But I will hone in on that because I'm sure you're like, wait, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? So I'll hone in on that next week. I'll make that the focus. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see you all soon. I'm going to just type in again. My doorbell's going to ring really quick. Maybe not. Someone just walked up. That means I got an Amazon package. I'm really excited. I think it's my Wi-Fi. I'm on my hotspot right now. So hopefully it's my router. Yes, I'll get ready for next Friday. All right, thanks guys. Love you. Thanks for being here. Can't wait to see you next Friday. And Ruby Rose, my watchdog, didn't even, someone just walked up and dropped off a package and she didn't move a bit. All right, see you all soon. Bye.